So hello you guys, my name is Caleb and today we're going to be doing another book haul. You may have noticed that in some previous videos there's been a stockpile, literal stockpile of books sitting back there. Those aren't books that are there for display or just trying to make my room look nice and bookish. Those are literally all the books I've needed to haul. Because you know the feeling when like you get new books and you have to like rearrange your bookshelf to make them all fit. My bookshelf is pretty full, so I can't just like put a bunch of new books on there. So every time I get a new book, I've just set it over there. When I reorganize my bookshelf, I'll find space. This is not acceptable. Like, this can't happen again. But I said that in the past 2 book hauls, so whatever, it's fine. You need to stage an intervention because this is not healthy. It was Black Friday, then it was Christmas, so your boys bought a lot of freaking books lately. I have 18 books to talk about, so I think we should begin because this video is gonna be like a million years long. Let's begin! So the first book that I have in my haul today is a book that I have heard amazing things for years. In the beginning of my booktube life, I got recommended this book and I saw this book all the time and then I just never bought it. It was Black Friday. Why don't I just get it? It's really cheap. The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I've heard amazing things about this book. Amazing things. I'm pretty sure this is dystopian, and I've said this before, but dystopian has kind of lost my interest. So if you don't know what this book is about, it follows this dude and his dog. So there's a dog in it, which definitely intrigues me. So in this world, there's only men, just like the presidents of the United States. Everybody in this world can read each other's thoughts. So I think the main character of this book is like, boy, everybody can read my thoughts, so I'm leaving with my dog, and the dog can speak because they can read the dog's mind. I'm intrigued. I've heard amazing things. I don't know if I'm gonna like it because it's dystopian, but I got it on sale, so why not? The next book that I have to show you today is another book that I got for Black Friday, and that is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I've seen this book around. I'm pretty sure the finale came out last year in 2016. I didn't know what it was about. I knew that it was like a princess on the run, but then I listened to what it was about. Oh my gosh! The main character is this girl and she's like the princess and she's gonna be in an arranged marriage. She's like, I don't want that, no. So it's the wedding day and she deuces it out. She runs to this town and then the prince that she was supposed to marry goes to find her to like get her and be like, yo dude, let's get married, like you ran off. And then another person comes to find her who is an assassin, and since this princess was in an arranged marriage, she doesn't know who the husband was and who the assassin is. So 2 people in this village are looking for her, but she doesn't know which one is the prince and which one is the assassin, so she can't trust anybody. It seems right up my alley. I love medieval fantasy. So the next book that I have is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I read this back in December and it made my favorites of the year. It was so enjoyable and it was so fun and I loved it. This book follows a kid named Simon Spear and he is struggling with his sexuality. So he starts emailing this dude from his school, then like the school bully or something like gets a hold of these emails and it's like starts blackmailing him. It's becoming a movie and diversity is great, so I love it. I highly recommend read it. So the next book is a book by my favorite author ever, and this is a book that I just never got when it came out, and now like it was on Book Outlet, so I was like, why not? The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. So if you don't know what this book is about, it's a bunch of novellas that are about Magnus Bane. He's in literally every Shadowhunters book because he's immortal. And so I just never got this book when it came out, and this is a bunch of novellas that follow Magnus in his earlier life. The next 3 books that I have here I think are not going to come to a surprise to many of you because I'm garbage. The first book that I did not need to get is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare in the pretty new covers. Like, I love these new covers. Like, I didn't like the Mortal Instruments ones as much, but like the Infernal Devices, they're so pretty and I love them. I also got Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is my favorite one. And you might think, wait, where's Clockwork Prince? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was gonna get the Mortal Instruments, but then I was like, well, there's more books in that series and the Infernal Devices covers are prettier, and I already have multiple copies of the Mortal Instruments, so I'll just get the Infernal Devices. So I have my Book Outlet box come and I'm like, okay, let's get these 3 books. I see 3 Shadowhunter books, I see those 2, and then I grab the last one. It's City of Heavenly Fire. My first thought is, oh no, they gave me the wrong book. I thought they gave me the wrong book. I was like, are you kidding me? Then I go to my email where it has my order. For some reason my mind just like forgot that like this wasn't Clockwork Prince. I'm not upset. This is my favorite cover of like the Mortal Instruments books. So I got a bunch of new Cassandra Clare books. Please send help. The next book is another book that I already read in December, and that is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I read this book in December. It was one of my least favorites of the year. I gave it a 2 stars. Wasn't my favorite. This book basically follows this girl and she's annoying and and I hated her. Like, at the beginning of the book, she's like gonna be burned at the stake. She has magic, so she escapes, and like she joins this group of magical people. It was pretty cliche. None of the characters stood out to me. So the next book that I have is a book that I got for Christmas from one of my friends, Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I read Illuminae last month, and it was one of my favorite books ever. It was so enjoyable and fast moving, and the world is amazing. It's so pretty, and it has all the pictures in it. You know when you're a book lover and like people want to get you books, but they don't know what books you have, and they don't want to get you the same book or like a book you're not interested in. I literally sent my friend a picture of this book and said, get me this, and she did, so thank you. It's so pretty. I love it. It's like soft and shiny and pretty, and it's like 1,000,000 pages, so I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. Like hopefully soon. Soonish, hopefully. If not, like I don't know when. Your boy was setting up his Christmas list for Santa because he's real. Cause like I didn't want to buy books later that I could just get for Christmas, so I still asked for books for Christmas. And this book was a book I definitely did not need, but now that I have it, I'm like happy to have it, but like I don't know when I'll get to it. A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. This is the second book to An Ember in the Ashes, and the reason I'm upset about this is that I haven't read An Ember in the Ashes yet. I just impulse bought this. I did not need it. It's very pretty. To my surprise, when I opened up this for Christmas, and the feeling isn't the same as the first book. Like An Ember in the Ashes is super soft, but this one is like rough and like weird. I don't like it. I just want them to be soft. I don't know what this book is about because I haven't read the first book, and I don't even know what the first book is about, so I'm uninformed. Goodbye. So the next book is a book that came out in November. I also got this book for Christmas. Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare. This book is all spoilers, so I can't tell you. Read this before Lady Midnight. Just do it, please. It's so good, and it's like way better than you'd expect. I read this like a year ago, and it's so pretty and shiny and Cassandra Clare, and I love it, and I just want to like display it with the other Shadowhunter books. I finally have the real version, so it's like I can finally like flip through. And there's like little comics before each story, which is real cool. Cassandra Jean does all Cassandra Clare's like illustrations, and they're so pretty. I love them. I love her. So the next book that I have is And I Darken by Kirsten White. I've heard so many good things about this book. I've actually heard okay things, but like I'm still excited to try for myself. The premise of this book sounds like something I would love. This is a retelling slash kind of gender bent version of the story of Vlad the Impaler. I know nothing about Vlad the Impaler other than the fact that he's like a killer dude. I've heard so many amazing things. I've heard that it's like pretty slow and kind of world buildy. So this is the beginning of a series, and I want to like pick this book up, and I know it's gonna be slow, but even if it is, I'm still gonna try to continue. But the sequel comes out this year, and I want to get caught up so then I can like read them. So the next book that I have in this haul is The Reason I Jump by Naoki Higashida. I already read this book, and it was very enjoyable, very informative. So this book is a informational novel about a kid with autism. It's written like a Q&A, so he's like getting asked questions about things that people with autism do and why they do them and what it's like to live with autism, and it was very informational. But recently it's come to my attention that this book is a little problematic because like the author of this book was a 13-year-old boy, and like he like pointed the letters to write the book, and it was originally written in Japanese. So a lot of people are saying and thinking that this book was kind of lost in translation and kind of glossed over by somebody without autism, and I don't know that for fact. It's not proven, so I'm just gonna assume a lot of the things in this book are true. But it was still enjoyable, and I still do feel very informed because I knew very little about autism, and I do recommend if you want a better insight on it. So yeah, this book. Up next, I have two books that I've been wanting to get forever, and I finally bought them, and that is Mistborn and the Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. Mistborn has been on my radar for years. I've seen and heard so many amazing things, seen so many people rave about this series, and I saw these books on Book Outlet, so I was like, I gotta get them. So now I have them, but they're like long. They look pretty small, but they have the thin Bible pages, so they're really like 600, 700 pages. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? This is not acceptable. The thing is that I've heard amazing things about these books. I don't know what they're about. I know that they like eat metal, and then they have the metal powers, which is interesting. I don't know. But I've only heard amazing things, but they are super long, so that's kind of like keeping me away from starting it. Like when I'm really in the mood for an epic high fantasy heist story, I'm gonna pick these up, but they're super long and they scare me. So yeah, moving on. So the next book that I have is another book that I am super excited to read, and that is The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Can we talk about how beautiful this book is? Like, it's nice and gold. Look at that. Look, it has a string. It looks like a Bible when it's naked, and I've heard pretty good things. I've heard that it's a little slow, but like I don't care. One day like sailors or something in modern time like find another continent. I don't really know how that happens, but they do. They find this continent, and because of this war or something happens, so then it like sets them back really far. So they're in like medieval times. They have like a king, but it's like set in the future, which I don't know how that works, but it seems interesting. So the main character is a princess, but like parents were killed, so she like got sent off. And in this world, you have to be like 19 to be able to rule this country. And so this girl's not 19 yet, so her uncle takes over since her parents were killed. So she's been like living in the forest, just chilling. She turns 19, so now it's time to get her throne back. Her uncle is like, no thank you. So then she has to fight for the throne. Sounds like amazing, and I love medieval stuff, so I'm ready to read this. The next book is a book that I got sent for free in an unboxing video I did recently. Make sure to check that out. Frostblood by Ellie Blake. I hadn't heard like anything about this book, but it sounds like something I would love. In this world, there's people with elemental powers. The main character has fire powers, and so like the king killed her parents and she's gonna get some revenge. I love revenge stories. I love medieval stories. I love magic. I'm ready for this book. I'm so excited to pick this book up eventually and see how I feel about it. Yeah, boy. Can you believe it? We are on the final book. I went to get History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera at Target, and they didn't have it. They did have Carve the Mark though, so. And then I saw this book and I heard amazing things, and I've been recommended this multiple times, and I was like, why don't I pick it up? The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, something to that effect. I've heard amazing things about this book. Emma Watson is in this movie, so like, obviously, I love her. I literally know nothing about this book other than it's like high school and like friends. I don't know anything about this book. So that was all the books that I've gotten in the past couple of months. Time to stack them up. There's a lot of books here. I might collapse. Oh, I hate this. Oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why do I have so many books? Why did I get so many books? Oh my gosh, how am I holding these up? Okay, time to set these down. I just let out the breath I didn't even know I was holding. I'm gonna drop the books. They have to be in frame because it's funny. Oh, why? Whoa! That hurt. You guys okay? So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh. I swear. Please. Baby, please. Oh! Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye!